तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्म पदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतः पदकं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So I'm very grateful and very honored to be here at BITS Hyderabad campus and speak something to the professors of BITS Hyderabad. So very grateful to Ravi Kiran and Professor Mohan for having me over. As Ravi Kiran mentioned, when he was in his engineering the first year in the BITS Goa, so that at the time we were doing some program for students, so he got connected to us at that point. So very happy and very grateful to be here. So today we are going to discuss some lessons from the life of Hanumanji. All of us in life are looking for some hero or the other. Everyone has some hero or the other. For someone it's a cricket star, a film star. But personalities like Hanumanji are eternal evergreen heroes. You have this concept of evergreen heroes. Agree? But no hero in this world is literally evergreen. But Hanumanji is such a hero who's actually evergreen, and there are so many lessons we can learn from the life of Hanumanji. So real education, BITS campus is very famous for education, but it's also important that we understand our own scriptures well, especially Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. This is the topmost education. Lord Krishna explains in the Gita, Rajya Vidya Rajya Guhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam. Lord Krishna says this education that Lord Krishna is giving in the Bhagavad Gita is the king of all education. I always tell the story when Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, Prabhupada way back in the 1970s, Prabhupada had gone to US, America, and he went to MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, to give a talk to the students on Bhagavad Gita. So after the full talk was over, Prabhupada was taken on a tour around the entire campus of MIT, and he was shown all the different departments and things like that. So Prabhupada told this particular professor, you have so many departments in this college, in this university. Where is the department that teaches about spirit, about Atma? That department has to be there very prominently. And that department is a department of Bhakti, the department of the scriptures. So this itself is a university of its own. We have the great King Shivaji Maharaj, who actually single-handedly he fought with the Mughals and kept everyone away. So Shivaji's entire education was based on the stories from the Ramayana and Mahabharata. If someone understands these stories and especially these personalities, we can gradually develop so much value systems in us. So today, the life of Hanumanji and the lessons from Hanumanji is unlimited, but we will just in brief try to understand some very important lessons that we can meditate on and apply in our life. So it is explained that the birth of Hanumanji itself was a very celestial birth. Great people are born in great ways. So the mother of Hanuman, whose name was Anjana, she was staying in this place called Kishkinda, yeah, present time Hampi, and she was actually sincerely praying to God that let me have a child who can do your service. Let me have a son who can help the Lord in his mission. Ultimately, God fulfills our desires, our innermost desire. Srila Prabhupada would tell the story. One time, there was a robber. He was waiting outside one house, very rich house. And this robber is praying to God, my dear God, let me rob this house. Sincerely praying to God. And the guy who's there, the person in the house, the wealthy person, he is praying to God that, my dear God, let my house not get robbed. Both are praying to God. The robber is also praying to God that let me rob this house. And this person is praying to God, my house should not be robbed. Now, whose prayer God will hear? One whose prayers is very, very intense. One who has the most intense prayers, God will hear his prayers and his desire will get fulfilled. So we all have certain desires in life. What kind of desires we have to cultivate? The 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Purushottam Yoga, Lord Krishna explains, Urdhva Mula Adashakam Ashwattam Pramar Avyayam. So Lord Krishna explains that this particular world, this sansar, is like an upside down banyan tree. If you have seen a banyan tree, a tree, when will you see it upside down? When the tree is next to a body of water, you will see the tree upside down. So this material world in one sense is completely opposite to what is happening in the spiritual world, completely topsy-turvy. So this material world, just like a tree, an upside down tree, has its existence on water. The Bhagavad Gita explains this entire sansar, this entire material existence is based on desire. We have come to this world because of desire. We wanted to enjoy separate of God. And the way we can go back to God is also because of desire. So Anjana Mata, she had a very sincere desire. Let me have a son who can help the Lord in his service. So as Anjana was praying like this, Garuda is flying from the sky and Garuda drops a part of a kheer in Anjana's hand. Now next week is Ram Navami, the birth of Lord Ram. So how is Lord Ram born? What is the story of Lord Ram's birth? King Dasharath performed this Putra Kamishti Yagya, and from the Yagya one celestial demigod comes and gives kheer to Dasharath. And Dasharath gives that kheer to 3 wives and 4 children are born. But the Acharyas explain that when Dasharath was distributing this kheer, Garuda came and took part of this kheer and went and dropped it at the hands of Anjana. And eating that kheer, Anjana gave birth to Hanumanji. So Hanumanji was born for doing great service to the Lord. There was one great philosopher called Mark Twain. He said there are 2 very important days in everyone's life. First, the day when we are born. Everyone accepts that. Okay? The second very important day is when we realize why we are born. So we are all born for a certain purpose. And the scriptures explain that purpose is to do some service to God and some service to the society. So Hanumanji had a very divine birth. And because Hanumanji was a very powerful monkey, a child, so Hanumanji was very, very restless like every other child. So one time Hanumanji saw the sun, the setting sun, and Hanumanji thought this was a fruit. For children, the Shastras explain that there are different kinds of coverings, your consciousness. The basic is called Annamaya Kosha, Annamaya consciousness. Especially children are in Annamaya consciousness. For the child, anything you give a child, the child will first put it in its mouth. The child learns by eating. So Hanumanji, when he was a small child, he saw this red sun and he thought it was a fruit. Hanumanji goes to eat this fruit, eat the sun. And Hanumanji was so powerful, he was actually approaching the sun. And Surya Dev got so scared. Surya Dev thought that what is happening? Because actually the sun is eaten only during eclipse time. Rahu comes and eats the sun. So Surya was thinking this is not time for any eclipse, so this monkey is coming and eating it. So Surya Dev called up Indra and told him, please do something. Emergency has come. So Indra comes on his elephant called Airavata. Airavata is white in color. So when Indra came on his elephant, Hanumanji thought that elephant is another fruit, white color fruit. Hanumanji goes to eat that elephant. So Indra understood that this monkey is very dangerous. Indra threw his thunderbolt, Vajra, and that Vajra hit the chin of Hanuman. And Hanuman fell down in Kishkinda and he fell inside a cave. Therefore, one of the name of Hanuman is Hanuman. Hanuman means Han means chin. Because Vajra hit his chin, therefore he was called Hanumanji. So when Hanumanji was lying unconscious, almost dead in this cave, Vayudev, the father of Hanuman, became very, very angry. So Vayudev decided, I'm going to take revenge. Indra has done a great blunder hitting the child. So Vayu decided to stop all air in the universe. In this world, we may be very proud of who we are and what we are doing and what we achieve. But imagine if Vayu stops air, if the air circulation is stopped in the universe, everything goes for a halt. Because everything is dependent on air. The blood movement in our system is dependent on subtle air. The digestion is dependent on air. Everything is dependent on air. So if air stops in the universe, everything must stop. There was suffocation, literally. All the demigods didn't know what was happening. They all went and approached Brahma, their guru, asked them what to do. So Brahma said, see, all of you all have taken, you have done a blunder. You all have hit Hanumanji. This is the result of it. Brahmaji said, the only way we can overcome this is, let us all go to Hanuman and shower a lot of blessings on this boy. So all the demigods came to Kishkinda Kshetra. And all of them showered unlimited blessings on Hanumanji. Indra said, Hanuman, your body will become like a thunderbolt. Your body will be so strong, nothing will affect your body. Therefore, one of the name of Hanumanji is Vajrangi. His anga, body became like Vajra, strong like a thunderbolt. Brahmaji told Hanumanji, none of my weapons, including Brahmastra, can touch you. So everyone showered unlimited blessings on Hanumanji. This is a very, very important lesson. See, Hanumanji actually was in his most low point. He was at a point where he was about to meet his death because of the blow of Indra. But that same situation turned out to be a great blessing in life. A curse, a situation that was supposed to be very difficult for Hanumanji, turned out to be a blessing. So this is a very important lesson. We can never take any situation just by the externals. We can never take anyone by the externals. Someone whom we think is coming to harm us, that person may be the source of great blessings upon us. In the same Ramayana, when Dasharath Maharaj, when Lord Ram was around 16 years old, Dasharath was planning for the marriage of Lord Ram. 16 years, he was thinking now it's the right time for Ram to get married. As he was having a discussion with his ministers, that time Vishwamitra enters. And Vishwamitra comes and tells Dasharath, Subahu, Marich and Tataka are disturbing my yajna. I want Ram to help protect my yajna. Dasharath was thinking, this Vishwamitra is my enemy. I am trying to get my son married. This fellow is trying to take my son only completely away. Dasharath started to tell Vishwamitra, my dear Vishwamitra, Ram is just a small child. He will not be able to deal with the demons. I will come to fight with the demons. Vishwamitra says, you want to give Ram, you give, otherwise I'm going. Dasharath couldn't understand that Vishwamitra was his well-wisher. Vashishta, who happened to be the guru of Dasharath, explained to Dasharath that Ram going with Vishwamitra will be a great benefit to Ram only, because Vishwamitra has a lot of knowledge of divine missiles. He will give all this knowledge to Ram. And because Dasharath sent Ram with Vishwamitra, that same Vishwamitra got Ram married to Sita. The same Vishwamitra took Ram to Mithila and got Ram married to Sita. Not only that, he not only got Ram married to Sita, he got Sita's other sisters married to the 3 other brothers of Ram. Can you imagine this? So that means what Dasharath thought was an enemy, what Dasharath thought was Vishwamitra has come to disturb me, he is a curse in my life. That same thing turned out to be a great blessing. When Lord Ram was sent by Kaikai to the forest for 14 years, imagine the situation. Lord Ram, the next morning, is supposed to become the king of Ayodhya, and overnight, everything changed. And he sent to the forest for 14 years. But Lord Ram took it positively. Lord Ram was thinking, Kaikai is not my enemy. Kaikai is actually my well-wisher. Because of Kaikai, I got friends like Sugriva, I got friends like Hanumanji, servants like Hanumanji, I got friendship with Vibhishan. And because of Kaikai, Lord Ram could actually finally kill Ravana. So this is a very, very important lesson. Any situation that comes in life, situation, we need to understand that if we have trust in God's plan, something better will unfold. So Hanumanji got all this celestial blessings from all the demigods, and Hanuman became all more restless, powerful. A monkey is already less restless. Now you give monkey so many benedictions, the monkeys will become out of control. So Hanumanji started to become very, very restless. And in this Kishkinda Kshetra, there's a Tungabhadra Nadi that flows. And there were so many sadhus who would perform their daily rituals in the Tungabhadra Nadi. And Hanumanji would go and play pranks with all of them. Some sadhus would be taking bath in the river, chanting the Gayatri mantra. Hanumanji would go and pull their leg, would spit water on their face, and do all sort of funny things. So all the sadhus very mercifully told Hanumanji, Hanuman, you will forget all your benedictions till the day you are reminded of. And from that point on, Hanumanji became very, very serious. And Hanumanji decides, now let me get education. Let me get schooling. So Hanumanji, this is a very important story. Hanumanji decides to go to Surya Dev, the sun god, to learn education from him. Because Surya Dev, the sun has two functions. The sun has a function of giving light in the universe, and the sun is also a guru of himself. Like Lord Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita in the 4th chapter, he tells Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, this knowledge of Gita, what I'm giving you, millions of years ago, I gave it to the sun god Vivaswan. So the sun god is also a great acharya. So it is explained that sun god, he travels on his chariot, and as he is traveling around the universe giving light, there are 60,000 sages sitting on the chariot, and the sun god is preaching Vedic wisdom to them. So Hanumanji goes to learn Vedic knowledge from Surya Dev. But when he reached the school of Surya Dev, the notice was that admission is full. It's like, bids mein admission is full. So something like that. So Surya Dev told him, no admission, no seat vacant for you. So Hanumanji said, whatever happens, I want to learn from you only. Hanumanji was so desperate, so eager to gain knowledge and education. So Hanumanji decided, even if I have no place to sit, no problem, I will fly and I will learn. So Surya Dev was moving full speed in his rath. Hanumanji was going around backwards, flying and hearing everything what Surya Dev said. And Hanumanji was so attentive, so eager. Anything Surya Dev spoke once, Hanumanji learned it immediately. Surya Dev didn't have to repeat anything for Hanumanji. So Hanumanji is teaching us that this very important principle of being eager to learn. Everyone in this world wants to become successful, and the principle of being successful is eagerness to learn. Like, all of you are professors here. So students who are really, you may have a student, 50 students, 100 students sitting in front of you, but there will always be few students who are eager to learn. Those are the students who will really pick up and grow. One of the names of Arjuna was Gudakesh. Arjuna's one name is Gudakesh. What does Gudakesh mean? Gudakesh means one who has conquered sleep. Why is Arjuna called Gudakesh? Because Arjuna was such an alert student, such an eager student. What Dronacharya would teach him in the day for the martial arts, in the night Arjuna practiced, and next day ready for the next knowledge. Whole night without sleeping he learned everything. This was Arjuna's eagerness to learn. Hanumanji was so eager to learn, he mastered the entire Vedic knowledge. So after you gain all knowledge from your guru, it is time to give Guru Dakshina. This is Vedic system where a child would give Guru Dakshina to the student. The idea is to be grateful to for the knowledge that he has received. So Hanumanji goes to Surya and tells Surya Dev, dear Guru, what can I do for you? Surya Dev gives him a very different kind of instruction. Surya Dev tells Hanumanji, my son Sugriva is struggling in Kishkinda. Vali is torturing Sugriva, and my son Sugriva is very, very helpless. My request to you is, you go and become the minister of Sugriva. This is what Surya Dev tells. You see, if you study Ramayana, Hanumanji's position is much, much higher. Is much greater than Sugriva. Power wise, intelligence wise, culture wise, bhakti wise, in all levels, Hanumanji is far, far superior than Sugriva. Sugriva is just an ordinary monkey. Hanuman is like a very great associate of the Lord. Still, Hanumanji, because he has respect for his Guru, because he values what his Guru tells him, Hanumanji decides, okay, let me become Sugriva's minister. So Hanumanji is showing us this very important quality. See, we worship Hanumanji not just because Hanumanji was very, very powerful. We have many people in this world who are very powerful. Hanumanji is not great only because he's powerful. He has muscle power. Hanumanji had lot of good qualities, refinement in his life. Greatness of a man is basically based on the refinement of the qualities that he has. Hanumanji, he accepted the word of Surya Dev and became the minister of Sugriva. And if you study Ramayana, not once Hanumanji told Sugriva, you are a fool. Even though Sugriva would do a lot of foolish activities, Hanumanji would, and it is only because of this reason, because Hanumanji followed the instructions of his Guru. He served Sugriva. The same Sugriva, Lord Ram comes to meet Sugriva. And that is the point. Hanumanji meets Ram and surrenders to Ram. So the point is, if Hanumanji did serve Sugriva, Hanumanji wouldn't have met Ram at all. Because he followed the instructions of his Guru, therefore the Lord came in his life. Our Vedic scriptures mention this very important principle, Yasya prasada bhagavat prasado, Yasya prasada nagati kutopi. If you want to meet Krishna, if you want to meet Ram, if you want to actually see God face to face, the channel is you try to serve the devotees of God. You try to please the Gurus. Then only you can see. The same Ramayana, the same Kinda, you have the story of Shabari. You have all heard the story of Shabari? Actually, Shabari was such a great devotee. She saw Ram face to face. She gave Ram those fruits to eat, berry fruits to eat. She perfected life. How did Shabari perfect her life and have darshan of Ram? What was okay? So and Mata and Rishi went. When Mata and Rishi went. When Mata and Rishi like 14, 15 years old, Ram came in Shabari years old. Whole life Shabari was only following the instructions of her Guru. Her Guru told her Ram will come, but her Guru didn't tell her when Ram will come. Shabari was waiting every day. She had full faith that my Guru has told it will definitely happen. And she just waited patiently, following the instructions of her Guru. Ram came walking in her life. Shabari didn't have to go and search Ram. Ram came to Shabari. Hanumanji didn't have to go and search Ram. Ram came walking to Hanumanji. Why? Because both Shabari and Hanuman followed their Guru, served their Guru. So this is a very, very important principle. So Hanumanji is helping Sugriva. Ramayana explains that the time when Hanumanji comes in the life of Sugriva, Sugriva was completely depressed, completely hopeless. That is the point Hanumanji enters in his life. So Hanumanji's entry into devotee's life comes for the purpose of giving hope, confidence, and faith. All of us like Sugriva, Vali would regularly torture Sugriva, abuse Sugriva. All of us like Sugriva, we go through all our difficulties, all our issues in life. But if we have faith in the Lord and take shelter of a devotee like Hanumanji, Hanumanji will give us lot of courage and faith. When Sita was in Lanka, Ravana kidnapped Sita and Sita was suffering in Lanka literally. Ravan would regularly go and torture Sita. The people of Ravan would torture Sita. Sita was completely depressed. She wanted to give up her life because Ram was not coming there. But Sita got confidence now how Hanumanji lands in Lanka and Hanumanji begins to chant Ramayana. Just by the presence of Hanumanji, Sita gains great confidence in life. So Hanumanji's entry into Sugriva's life comes for the purpose of giving Sugriva a lot of confidence. So when Hanumanji is serving Sugriva, right at that time, Ram and Lakshman enter into Kishkinda Kshetra. So we all know the story that Lord Ram, when he was there in the forest for 14 years, Lord Ram reaches this point, this place called Nasikya Panchavati. Ravan comes and kidnaps Sita. So now Ram is searching for Sita. Searching for Sita, he gets a clue that go to Kishkinda. So Ram comes to Kishkinda along with Lakshman. So Sugriv tells Hanumanji, because Sugriv is like very, very fearful of Vali. He feels that Ram and Lakshman are also Vali's people. So he tells Hanumanji, go and find out who these people are. Hanumanji comes in a disguise in the form of a beggar. He changes his form and comes to Ram. But it is explained that as soon as he comes in front of Ram, all his disguise melts away. And he assumes his original form of Hanumanji and he surrenders to the Lord. So in this way, Hanumanji, first time he comes in touch with Lord Ram. And Hanumanji brings Ram to meet Sugriva. So something interesting that Ramayana explains here is when Hanumanji brought Ram and Lakshman on his shoulders to meet Sugriva in a cave, Sugriva was an uncultured monkey. He didn't have that great culture like Hanumanji had, the refinement that Hanumanji had. So Sugriva, he started to shake hands with Lord Ram. You're supposed to fall at the feet of Lord Ram, but Sugriva doesn't know that Ram is the Supreme Lord. He's shaking hands with Lord Ram. And then he sits on an asan, on a tree, and he gives one asan to Ram, but he doesn't give an asan to Lakshman. Because Sugriva was thinking, I am the king, I am the master, my servant Hanumanji is standing, Ram is the master, his servant Lakshman will stand. So Sugriva doesn't know the value of Ram, he doesn't know the value of Lakshman. Hanumanji, we were discussing this point, Hanumanji was such a sensitive, intelligent devotee and servant. Hanumanji understood that Sugriva has done a great blunder. He is not given an asan for Lakshman. Hanumanji doesn't correct Sugriva. He doesn't tell Sugriva, you're a fool. What are you doing? You know what Hanumanji does? Sugriva had given a wood of a sal tree for Ram to sit. Hanuman immediately breaks a wood of a sandalwood tree and gives to Lakshman to sit. And Lord Ram immediately recognizes it. And Ram understands that this devotee Hanuman is very intelligent because he knows to respect a devotee of God. He's developing all these wonderful qualities. So as time passes, Lord Ram kills Vali and Sugri becomes the king of Kishkinda. And it is a rainy season, 4 months of the rainy season that comes. So Lord Ram is patiently waiting for the rainy season to pass. After the rainy season is over, he tells Sugriv, please help me find Sita. Because the deal was Lord Ram will help Sugriv and Sugriv will help Ram. So Lord Ram helped Sugriv. He got Sugriv the kingdom back. And so Lord Ram tells now Sugriv, now you please help me also. The Lord, he doesn't need any help. But still, he takes help so that devotees can actually get opportunity to serve. So the Ramayana explains that Sugriv sends monkeys in 4 different directions. 4 different directions the monkeys are sent. And Sugriv tells all of them, till what point you have to go and then when you have to come back. So Sugriv gives all these monkeys 1 month notice. And he tells them that in 1 month you come back. If you don't come back, I will kill all of you. All the monkeys are sent in all the 4 directions. From the 3 directions, the monkeys come back, the monkey soldiers, and report to Sugriv that we have gone and searched everywhere. Sita is nowhere to be found. But in the southern direction, the team was headed by Angad. Angad happened to be the son of Vali. And Jambavan, Nala, Neela, Hanuman also was there. They were going in the southern direction. So as they were going in the search of Sita, they had to face a lot of difficulties because Hanumanji and all these monkeys were very powerful. They had a lot of great appetite also. But in the forest, they were reaching some parts of the forest where there was nothing to eat. Nothing to eat. And in those days, it's thought that you have SMS, WhatsApp. Heck, these days we have all this facility. See, now they have all gone very far away from Sugriv. Ram is like very far away. It's not that they can send a WhatsApp or an SMS to Ram. What should we do? Should we come back? Nowadays, when we have so many facilities, we don't know the technology of taking shelter of higher powers. We don't have this technology of having faith in God. So these monkeys they had to trust their own intuitions. They had to trust their own knowledge that God was revealing in their own hearts. So in this way, they were going towards the south. So to explain that, Hanumanji and all these monkeys, they reach one cave. And it was a pitch dark cave. And all the monkeys, even Angad, who was the leader of the party, was so scared. No one wanted to enter into the cave. But that was the dead end. You had to enter into the cave. Hanumanji, all this while, there was a huge group of monkeys going in the south. Angad was right in the front. Hanumanji was right at the back. So this is the beauty of Hanumanji. The beauty of Hanumanji, what pleased Ram, the quality of Hanuman that pleased Ram, was not Hanumanji's power. It was Hanumanji's humility. Great people are people who are actually humble. So Hanumanji was standing right at the end. Angad was in the front, Hanumanji was at the end. Now when a difficulty came in life, now all the monkeys are confused, even Angad is confused what to do. Hanumanji comes in front and takes charge. So this is a leader. Generally in this world, we want to, when things are good, we want to remain in front. And when things are bad, we go at the back and push others in front. But Hanumanji is the leader the other way around. Right? Hanumanji, when things are great, he allowed Angad to be in front. But when Angad couldn't handle something, when Angad was in a crisis, Hanumanji comes ahead in life. In today's world, when everyone is fighting and dying for positions, everyone wants a position. Hanumanji, he's the hero of the entire Ramayana in one sense. But in this southern party surge, Hanumanji didn't have any position. Angad was the leader, Hanumanji remained the servant. Lord Krishna himself, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, what was Lord Krishna's role? He was just a chariot driver of Arjuna. That's it. That was his role. What was the position? He had no position literally in the whole game. So this is the mood that we have to develop. Lord Ram helped Sugriv kill Vali. But Lord Ram didn't become the king of Kishkinda. If he wanted, he could have done that. He gave the kingdom to Sugriv and walked away. When he killed Ravan, Lord Ram could have become easily the king of Lanka. Lord Ram gave it to Vibhishan and walked away. So great people like Hanumanji are not dependent on positions. Positions can be taken away, but the mood of service is something that cannot be taken away. So Hanumanji comes ahead and Hanumanji tells all the monkeys, let us hold our hands, let us make a chain and enter into the cave. All of them enter into the cave. And when they reach the cave, they found literally like they have come to a heaven. They could see gold everywhere. They could see so many fruits and so many eatables. So all the monkeys were so enamored by that cave, they started to tell Hanumanji and they started to talk to each other, we will settle here only. Forget Sita, forget Ram, let us just settle here, perfect place. But Hanumanji told them, no, we have to go out and we have to do our service. So personalities like Hanumanji show us this principle of focus. Why do we glorify Hanuman so much? Why do we worship Hanumanji so much? Because Hanumanji exemplified all these principles. In today's world, we just settle for something low, but Hanumanji didn't want to settle for something low. He kept his focus very, very clear. He wanted to serve Lord Ram and achieve Sita. So Hanumanji and all the monkeys, somehow they come out of this cave and they reach the bank of Rameshwaram, the shore of Rameshwaram. And now in front of them, what they can see is ocean. Everywhere they can see water. No clue of Sita. Now more than 1 month has already passed. These monkeys, they have hardly got food to eat. They are like frustrated. Sita is not to be seen. There's no way they can communicate with Ram. No way they can communicate with Sugriv. They didn't know what to do. At that point, they all decide, that if we go back and tell Sugriv that we have not found Sita, Sugriv is going to kill us. So they all decide that rather than to die in the hand of Sugriv, let us all die here only. So they all sit in a line and they decide, let us chant the name of Ram, let us remember Ramayan, and let us give up our body. So they all sit and they start to recite Ramayan. They begin, once upon a time there was a king called Dasharath in the land of Ayodhya. And I was telling devotees that in my childhood, I remember my grandmother would regularly recite these stories for all of us. Every time we would hear this as small children, once upon a time there was a kingdom of Ayodhya, a king called Dasharath. We'd be so happy to hear. I don't know whether grandmothers do it now, but these things are so very important. So all the monkeys how Dasharath married, and finally sent to the forest by Kaikeyi. And then they describe this point where Sita was kidnapped by Ravan. And at that time, when Sita was being kidnapped by Ravan, who comes to protect Sita? Who comes to protect Sita? Jatayu. Good. So Jatayu comes to protect Sita. So they were remembering, just like Jatayu, that great vulture, gave up his body in the service of Lord Ram, we will also give up our body in the service of Lord Ram. They were getting inspiration from Jatayu. So as they were chanting and remembering Ramayana like this, vulture heard this whole story and he jumped and came there. And that vulture introduced himself that I am Sampati, I am the elder brother of Jatayu. And Sampati gives them further clues. Bhagavad Gita explains, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayantite. When we are sincerely serving the Lord reveals one thing at a time. One clue after another is revealed. One thing after another. So these monkeys at this point really didn't know what to do. Now Lord sent Sampati in their life to give them the next clue. Why? Because they took shelter of the pastimes of Ram. They took shelter of the Katha of Lord Ram. So this is a very, very important principle. We may sometimes underestimate the value of what our scriptures are giving us. But these things are completely divine. When we take shelter of the names of the Lord, when we take shelter of the Katha of the Lord actually comes to help us. Some way or the other, we will find the help of the Lord coming in. So Sampati comes and tells these monkeys that Jatayu was my younger brother. In our childhood, we parted ways. Now I've understood that, I've got this knowledge from all of you all, that Jatayu has died. The story of Sampati and Jatayu is like this, very interesting story. Sampati and Jatayu, when they were very young, Jatayu had this desire to touch the sun. Just like Hanumanji goes to touch the sun, Jatayu also was flying towards the sun. Sampati, the elder brother of Jatayu, tells Jatayu, don't go near the sun, you will get burnt. But Jatayu was very eager, he was just flying and flying, going near the sun. So Sampati knew if Jatayu went further, Jatayu is going to get burnt. So Sampati crossed over, he overtook Jatayu and covered Jatayu with its wings. The result was, the wings of Sampati got burnt. Sampati fell in one place, Jatayu fell in another place. They never met with each other. In like we have seen in Hindi movies, two brothers departing. The whole storyline has come from Ramayana only. Everything ultimately comes from the scriptures. So these two brothers, they parted ways, they never met with each other. And now Sampati is understanding that Jatayu is dead and gone. So the lesson here is, Jatayu, see, when Ravan was kidnapping Sita, Jatayu knew that if he fights with Ravan, he is going to die. It's not that he had any doubt. He had complete confidence that he is going to die. It was like literally a suicide attack. He knew he is going to die. But Jatayu was thinking, if I don't do something to protect Sita, I may live, but every day I will keep dying. My consciousness will keep eating me that you didn't do. So Jatayu thought, let me die once. Let me go and sacrifice my life for the service of the Lord. Jatayu got this inspiration of doing something in the service of the Lord, sacrificing his life. Why? Because he saw the role model from his brother. his brother Sampati did a sacrifice for saving the life of Jatayu. So these inspirations are very, very important. What kind of inspirations we are sending for the future generations? These inspirations carry on. So Sampati, when he hears that Jatayu is dead, Sampati is feeling so much pain. So with the help of the monkeys, he does final rites, he offers waters for the departed soul of Jatayu. And at that time, Sampati tells these monkeys, I know where Sita is. In fact, when Ravan was taking Sita, I have seen Ravan 100 yojanas, 800 miles from here, in the ocean, there is an island called Lanka, and there Sita is there. And Sampati gives this message and goes away. Now all the monkeys, they know where Sita is. You see, achieving Sita, Sita represents bhakti, the treasure that we are looking for. We are all looking for that treasure of bhakti, the treasure of love. To achieve this great treasure is not easy. To achieve Krishna, to achieve Ram is not easy. These monkeys, they had to go through 1 month of like lot of difficulties. So many tests that came in life. Now, finally, they have got a clue. They know for sure where Sita is. But the question is, all these are monkeys. They are not birds who can fly. 800 miles is a huge distance for monkeys to jump. They don't have wings to fly. So all the monkeys were thinking now what to do. Who is going to take this jump? So this is the point where the Sundar Kand of Ramayana starts. Ramayana has 7 Kand: Bal Kand, Ayodhya Kand, Aranya Kand, Kishkinda Kand, Sundar Kand, Yuddha Kand, and Uttar Kand. The Sundar Kand of Ramayana is the most beautiful Kand. Everyone really loves it. Because in Sundar Kand you see Hanumanji fully in action. But something interesting is, why is this Sundar Kand called Sundar Kand? Who is Sundar in the Sundar Kand? In Sundar Kand, Ram is not there. Because this is the pastimes of Hanumanji. Ram is not there. Little description of Ram is there. Little description of the beauty of Sita is there. But the Sundar Kand is called Sundar Kand because of Hanuman. Sundar, the beauty in this Kand, the beautiful person in this Kand is who? Hanuman. But Hanuman is a monkey. Our monkey is beautiful. Anytime like Mr. India, Miss India, monkeys do they get the prize? Monkeys are not beautiful. But Hanumanji is a monkey, but still is the most beautiful. Why is beautiful? Because he is using his life in the service of God. So when we use our life in the service of God, in the service of society, that is the time you actually become beautiful. So this is the point where the Sundar Kand starts. So Hanumanji and all the monkeys, they are now having a discussion who can do this jump. Because Sampati is gone now. Sampati found his wings and went away. So one monkey raises his hand and says, I can jump 10 yojanas. One monkey says, I can jump 20. One says, maximum I try, I can jump 50. Angad finally gathers his courage and he says, I can jump 100 yojanas. And all monkeys become very, very happy. Yes. But Angad says, the problem is I cannot come back. And all the monkeys say, Angad is a leader. We cannot take a chance with the leader like this. Everyone is speaking, but Hanumanji is not speaking. For 2 reasons. One is, as I told you, Hanumanji, the sages had cursed Hanumanji that you'll forget all your powers until you're reminded of. That was one reason. Second thing was, Hanumanji's natural humility. He never wanted to speak about himself. Hanumanji was very, very quiet. That time, Jambavan gets up. Jambavan is a very old bear. All were monkeys, but there were few bears. Jambavan was a very old bear. So Jambavan gets up and tells Hanumanji, Hanuman, you can do it. You are born for this. You are born for this. You are born to do great service to the Lord. You have great power. You have great potential. Please go and do it. And Jambavan inspires Hanumanji. Jambavan is actually like a professor, like a teacher. All of you all are teachers, professors. So the role of a teacher, of a professor is to inspire children, to inspire students. Hanuman had power. He couldn't see that power. Jamban was a teacher who could see something in the student that the student couldn't see in himself. So that is the role of a teacher. Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder of ISKCON, Prabhupada, when he went to the West to start this movement, there were like young boys and girls coming to Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada would encourage all of them, please go and do some service to Krishna. He would send them to a new country, a new place. And because of the inspiration of Prabhupada, all of these people grew in life. So all of us, like Hanuman, we may not be able to do great things like Hanumanji, but we all have some potential or the other. We all are meant to do something in this world. We are meant to do some contribution in this world for the service of the Lord and society. But we all need mentors, coaches, and gurus in life. And who is a guru? Someone who can see something in you. Someone who can see that spark in you that you cannot see in yourself. Srila Prabhupada, when he was preaching in the West, now this is a very interesting story. When he was preaching in the West, and in those days, in the 1970s, who would come to Prabhupada? But right now, we have like very, intelligent, exalted professors here. When Prabhupada was preaching in the West, you know what the audience was? Hippies. Literally boys and girls who were into drugs and all kind of things, This was the group that Prabhupada was dealing with. So there was one boy called Peter. This boy, he was completely a drug addict, completely a lazy guy. He would come at the end, eat prasad and sleep in the temple. That's what he would do. He never did anything else. So the temple president there told Prabhupada, this fellow is a nuisance to our society. Throw this guy out. Prabhupada told the devotees, can't you tolerate him? Just like I am tolerating you, you tolerate him. So these devotees tolerated this person. And this guy's name was Peter. Devotees would call him Crazy Peter. Crazy guy, just come and drink, eat and sleep, do things. This Crazy Peter later on became a great devotee called Kushakrit Prabhu, Prabhupada's disciple. He became a Sanskrit scholar and he passed away recently. But in his life, he translated hundreds of books, hundreds of Sanskrit Bengali books into English. Hundreds of books. Why? Because that potential no one could see. But Prabhupada could see that spark in him and he found him. So this is a great guru, a great devotee who can see that potential in all of us. So Jambavan inspired Hanumanji. Hanumanji with this inspiration assumed a huge form. Now also if you go to Rameshwaram, there is a place called Mahendra Parvat. So Hanumanji went on that Parvat to make that jump, maiden jump to Lanka. So here we learn a very important lesson. Hanumanji had faith in two people. Now he is going to find Sita, but he had faith in two people. One is the words of Sampati and one is the words of Jambavan. What did Sampati tell Hanuman? 100 yojanas from here, 800 miles from here is an island called Lanka. Hanuman standing in Rameshwaram, he cannot see Lanka. He cannot see Lanka. Hanumanji could have thought, what if I jump? And what if there is no Lanka? What if Sampati had died? Good possibility. It's a good possibility. Hanumanji wouldn't have taken the jump only. Or if Hanumanji had, Jambavan told Hanumanji, you can definitely do 100 yojanas. Hanumanji in his life has never jumped this long. Hanumanji could have doubted even the words of Jambavan. What if I jump and my capacity is only 50 yojanas? I'll be just stranded in between, not here, not there. But Hanumanji had faith in the words of Jambavan, in the words of Sampati. Logic, intelligence can bring us to some point. After a certain point, we have to jump with faith. However intelligent we are, we have to use faith and take that leap. We have to do that. So Hanumanji took that leap in the words of his superiors, in the words of his gurus, and he jumped. Hanumanji assumed such a huge size. It is explained that the shadow of Hanumanji in the ocean was 80 by 240 miles. That was such a huge shadow that he had. And the suction, the jump was so powerful, the entire mountain became flat. That huge mountain flattened up because of the force of Hanumanji's jump. And all the trees were just flying behind Hanumanji with the suction. And as Hanumanji is flying in this voyage to Lanka, Hanumanji faces different obstacles that he comes across. And each of these obstacles teaches us a certain lesson that we all need to follow in life in order to actually become successful, in order to achieve Krishna, in order to achieve God. So as Hanumanji is jumping, suddenly there is a mountain, a golden mountain that comes from the ocean. From beneath the ocean, a golden mountain comes. Very beautiful golden mountain, literally like a paradise. Beautiful trees, places to rest, and the best place that you can literally relax out in. And this ocean, the name of this ocean, the name of this mountain was Mainaka. And this mountain comes and tells Hanumanji, your father Vayudev had helped me. Please relax on me and then go. Because once you go to Lanka, you will require a lot of work, lot of effort there. You need strength. Please relax and then go to Lanka. The way Hanumanji deals with this mountain, Hanumanji says, thank you very much for your offer. Right now, I cannot relax. I cannot rest. Because Ram is suffering from separation from Sita, and Sita is suffering from separation from Ram. Imagine, Ram is suffering, Sita is suffering, and Hanumanji is gone to sleep here. How will it look? How will the Ramayana be? It doesn't look nice. Right? Master is suffering, Sita Maiya is suffering, and Hanumanji is going to sleep. So Hanumanji says, no, I cannot rest. I have to go. I'm on a very urgent mission. So in life, especially spiritual life, the biggest obstacle that comes in spiritual life is called complacency, laziness, alsipan. This is the biggest obstacle. Lord Krishna explains in the Gita two big obstacles. One is complacency and other is ego. Two very big obstacles. Laziness means we are not eager to achieve God. We are not very serious about spiritual life. We take things so casually. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, one of our great acharyas, in his song he explains, Udita tapana haile asta, din gelo boli haibe byasta, tabe keno ebe alas haya, na baje hridaya raje. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, with the rising and setting of the sun, when the sun sets, what is actually happening? One day is gone from our life. This is what it means. How much ever you go and see the sunset and take selfies from your life. Whatever you do, they will not come back. It means we are inching closer to our final examination. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, even though time is passing, we are going closer to our final examination. Still, we are lazy about the process of bhakti. I generally give this example. All of you are professors, you all can connect to this. Like, students enter into bits, right? The semester will start somewhere in June, whatever. Just hypothetical, starts in June, and down the line, 6 months, there is a semester exam, right? So now, as the student is nearing the exam, his preparation should increase or decrease? Increase. Right? Initially, you may play around and do 100 things, you may have your fun and all those things. But as you're inching closer to the exam, you are supposed to gather yourself and become more focused. Otherwise, you'll have to repeat it again. So similarly, as time is passing, as day is passing, as months are passing, as years are passing, we are all inching towards our final examination, which is death. We have to become more serious about perfecting this life. That is what the whole idea is. Hanumanji is very, very focused. Hanumanji is very focused that somehow I have to perfect my life. In the Bhagavatam, you have the story of Parikshit. Parikshit is Arjuna's grandson. So when Parikshit was cursed that he will die in 7 days, Parikshit didn't think that, okay, I have 7 days left. Let me enjoy 5 days and 2 days I will go to do some Krishna consciousness. Parikshit, he had 7 days notice. Parikshit said, nothing doing. 7 days, I have to perfect this life. I don't want to come back to this world again. Parikshit just went and focused on his bhakti so much. 7 days, 7 nights, Parikshit even gave up eating, sleeping, drinking. And in 7 days, he perfected his life. Parikshit had how many days? 7 days. 7 days notice. How many days notice we have? We don't know only. We really don't know how many days notice we have. But we are very, very relaxed. Very relaxed. When Yudhishthir and the Pandavas, they were in the forest now, they reach a place called Kamyavan. and all the Pandavas were feeling very, very thirsty. So Nakul goes and drinks water, and there's one Yaksha, one sort of a Rakshasa, follower of Kuvera. Yaksha tells Nakula, you please answer my question. If you don't answer my question and you drink water, you will die. Nakula says, hell with you. This water is freely available, I'll drink. Ravi Kiran was telling me there are a lot of lakes here. So he says, I'll drink. So he drank water and he died. Sahadev goes and he also drinks water, dies. All the four Pandavas die. So Yudhishthir finally goes and the Yaksha says, see, all your brothers are dead now. You answer my questions, I will save you and I will revive all your brothers also. Yudhishthir says, ask. So Yaksha, this is like actual original rapid fire question answer. Yaksha is asking one question after another and Yudhishthir is giving precise answers. So one of the questions Yaksha is asking is, what is the most astonishing thing in the world? What is the most astonishing thing in the world? Yudhishthir says, ahani ahaniya bhutani gacchandi yamalayam sheshastavaram icchanti kim ascharya ataparam. Everywhere we are seeing death, their number will never come. We have a lot of time to go. This is the illusion that we have. So Hanuman is showing us this principle that we have to become a little serious in bhakti. As we do every other activity, that much time we have to remove for Krishna consciousness. And this is going to be for our benefit only. As Hanumanji is going ahead, so he respectfully tells Mainak, now I don't have time. While return, we will see. And Hanumanji goes ahead. So when temptations come in life, complacency, opportunities to relax come in life, we have to be very, very focused on that goal. Right? We have to be very focused on that goal. And Hanumanji is going ahead. Suddenly, Hanumanji, as he's flying, he sees one huge Nagamata, the mother of the Nagas. Her name was Surasa. She comes with her mouth wide open and tells Hanumanji, Brahma, the creator, has given me a benediction that no one can pass without entering my mouth. You have to enter into my mouth. This is the original toll tax. Surasa, compulsory you have to pay toll tax. If you see this toll taxes now, there is a board there. Exempted for VIPs, presidents and all that. Exempted. So Hanumanji says, I am a VIP card. From Ram I have come. I don't have to pay toll tax. Surasa says, nothing doing. You have to enter into my mouth. Without entering my mouth, you can't go. So that time Hanumanji, the Ramayana explains, Hanumanji becomes huge in size. Surasa also opens her mouth very, very huge. Hanumanji becomes more bigger. Surasa becomes more bigger. And this competition is going on. Surasa becomes 100 yojanas wide, her mouth. Suddenly Hanumanji becomes very small, the size of a thumb, enters into the mouth of Surasa, comes out and says, I've entered your mouth, now please allow me to go. Surasa says, intelligent monkey. Surasa actually tells, the demigods that sent me to test you, how intelligent you are. You're very, very intelligent. I bless you, please continue. So this is the next obstacle that comes in life. This is in the service of God. The obstacle is ego. Ego means, you're in competition mode. You want to prove yourself. I am great, you are great. This whole fight is going on. This world is going like this only. Who is great? And everyone wants to prove themselves. But Hanumanji, he wins this fight by becoming humble. So this is a very important principle. So if you actually see, Surasa won or Hanuman won? Who won? In one sense, Surasa won. Because Surasa opened her mouth, Hanumanji accepted defeat. But in this defeat was the victory of Hanuman. So every fight is not to be won. Some fights you have to just let go. If every fight you win, you will lose something major in life. So you have to let go. In our Sampradaya, we have two great acharyas called Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami. When they were in Vrindavan 500 years ago, very intelligent, very, very intelligent people. They knew all the scriptures so well. There was one person called Rupa Narayan, a great scholar, very proud of himself. He would defeat scholars and take the signature on a certificate. And you roam around with the certificate that I've defeated this guy, this guy, this guy. he came to Vrindavan and he told Roop Sanatan, please debate with me. I want to defeat you. Roop Sanatan thinking, why to waste time? Staying in Vrindavan is such a big blessing. One moment in Vrindavan is so precious. Why to waste time with this fellow? They told him, no need to engage in debate. We are already accepting defeat. So this fellow thought that they have become very scared. He told them, sign here. So they signed. Roop Sanatan, I've accepted defeat. And this fellow went. So this fellow was thinking, I have defeated them. But Roop Sanatan was thinking, good, we have got rid of a fool. Let him go away. And they were focused. Right? So if in every small thing you start engaging in fights and things like that, you will miss the bigger goal. It is explained, a crane, this fish is there, crane stands on one leg. What's it called? Crane only. Crane. Bagla, crane. So this crane, it is in one leg, very focused. You have seen a crane? One leg, very, very focused. There are small fishes, the crane will let it go. When a big fish comes, it will immediately catch it. So similarly in life, if you have to become very successful, small things you have to let go. If you get caught in small fights here and there, big things we will never be able to achieve. So Hanumanji just let go. Hanumanji is thinking, my Lord Ram has not sent me here to prove that I'm better than Surasa. Lord Ram has sent me here to find Sita. This fight with Surasa is wasting my time from that goal. So he just let go, became very, very humble. So this principle of humility is so very important. One of the stories that I really love, one time there was a king. The king asked the minister one day, tell me what is the daily work of God? What does God do daily? And the minister said, who knows? Ask God. As they said, God knows. How do I know what God does daily? So the king said, if you don't tell me by tomorrow morning, I will kill you. So minister was thinking, crazy king, he's asking me what is the daily work of God? How do I know? So the minister said, let me just run away from this kingdom. He sat on the horse and just started to run away. As he reached the outskirts of the kingdom, he was sitting on near a field, and a farmer saw the minister. And farmer told the minister, you look a little tensed. Can I help you? The minister said, this king is so foolish. He's asking foolish questions. What does God do daily? So this farmer said, I know the answer. So minister told the farmer, you tell me. The farmer said, no, I will go and tell the king only. So this fellow, minister put the farmer on his back of the horse. Both of them came to the king. King is sitting on a throne on top. And the farmer is standing down with the minister. So the king is asking, so tell me, what is the daily work of God? So the minister says the farmer will answer. So the farmer tells the king, not like this. You come down and ask. Don't ask from there. The king is so angry. First time someone has insulted him like this. But he wants the answer. So the king gets down and comes down from his elevated seat. He comes down. You know what the farmer does? He goes and sits on the throne. And the king is like literally angry. And now the king is down, the farmer is sitting on top. And from top, the farmer is asking the king, now ask. Because Guru has to give knowledge from top, na? Now I'm on top, you are down, now ask. You are a Shishya. So the king is asking, tell me what is the daily work of God? And the farmer says, this is the daily work of God. To bring proud people down and take humble people on top. This is the daily work of God. So this is a very important principle. Hanumanji is famous around the world, not just because he is strong. It's because Hanumanji was very, very humble. He took a humble position when it is needed. When Hanumanji goes to Sita, meets Sita in Lanka, when he came in front of Sita, he was very small. And suddenly Hanumanji assumes a huge form and destroys entire Ashok Vatika. So Sita is asking Hanuman, what is your actual position? Are you small or big? Hanumanji says, I am actually very, very small. But in the service of the Lord, I can assume any size. So the principle is, in his heart, he was small, very humble. But for the service of the Lord, he could do anything courageous, anything daring. So Hanumanji, in this way, he goes ahead. And suddenly, he sees that as he's flying, his flight is stopped mid-air. He's not able to go back. He's not able to go in front. And suddenly, the whole flight, Hanumanji is being pulled towards the ocean. And Hanumanji is thinking, what is happening? So that time there was a demoness called Simmika. She knew Tantric Vidya, black magic. So she had a siddhi of catching people with their shadow and pulling them down. Because Hanumanji was flying on top, the shadow of Hanumanji was on the ocean. So Simmika caught hold of that shadow and was pulling Hanumanji down. So Hanumanji became very small, entered into the mouth of Simmika, tore the heart of Simmika and killed Simmika. So Simmika represents envy, jealousy. What does jealousy mean? Jealousy means you see the dark side of someone and pull them down, spoil their name. This is what jealousy is. See, in this world, leaving Ram and Krishna, leaving the Supreme Lord, no one is perfect. Is there any perfect person here? No one is perfect. Everyone has some good, everyone has some bad. Everyone has good qualities, bad qualities. Now, envy, jealousy means you don't see the 90 good qualities that guy has. You focus, you zoom in onto those few bad qualities and start to publicize. This guy is so and so, this guy is so and so, and you start to spoil name. This is what happens in today's world, right? People don't focus on the good qualities that someone has. When Dronacharya was teaching his students, in his Gurukul, Dronacharya called Duryodhan and he called Yudhishthir. He told Duryodhan, my dear boy, please go in the kingdom and find if someone is better than you. He told Duryodhan, go and find out if someone is better than you. And he told Yudhishthir, please go around in the kingdom and see if someone is worse than you. Duryodhan came back very soon and told Dronacharya, I have seen the entire kingdom. No one is better than me. I am the best. And it's not that Duryodhan is like faking. He was convinced he is the best. Why? Because everyone he was seeing some faults in them. And he was convinced that he is the best. Yudhishthir was seeing the same people. Yudhishthir came back to Dronacharya and said, my dear Dronacharya, I am the worst. There's no one who's worse than me. Because same people, same set of people both are seeing. Yudhishthir was seeing the good in everyone. He chose to see the good in everyone. So he felt that everyone is good, I only am bad. And Duryodhana chose to focus on the bad of everyone. So we all have the choice what we want to focus on. The good of someone, the bad of someone. So this is envy when we focus on the negativities of people and we try to pull them down, spoil their name. One time there was a shipping company and the shipping company was shipping alive crabs from one country to another. And this huge vessel filled with crabs. But interestingly, there was no container, there was no lid on that vessel. So one guy asked this person, you're shipping so many crabs in the ocean. What if the crabs jump out and enter into the ocean? This guy said it will never happen. Because as soon as one crab goes out, 10 other crabs pull it down. So that is the nature of this world. The nature of this world is, as soon as you try to go on top, there will be people who will pull you down. So the way Hanumanji dealt with Simmika was, he completely destroyed Simmika. So envy, irsha, jealousy, there is no place in spiritual life. If you read Gita, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, I am giving you this knowledge because you are non-envious, anusuyave. And in the Bhagavatam also we find that Sutta Goswami explains to Shaunakadi Rishi, this Bhagavatam is meant for people who are nirmatsarana satam, people who are non-envious. So if you want to actually grow in spiritual life, especially get the mercy of God, we have to develop the spirit of non-envy. And how do we overcome non-envy? By appreciating others. If someone is better than you, instead of becoming jealous, rather we can just appreciate them. Wow, you have done something better. So this is a very important quality which we can grow with. So we can do another 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
5 minutes, 5 minutes. Yeah, the pastimes go on and on, but we will do one final pastime and then end. So as Hanumanji is flying like this, he finds these 3 obstacles on the way, Mainak, Surasa, and then Simmika. And then after overcoming all these obstacles, Hanumanji lands in Lanka. This is the original India Sri Lanka non-stop flight, Hanuman Express, right? So Hanumanji landed into Lanka. Hanumanji was thinking it was daytime that he landed. So he was thinking, let it become night because he's going to spy to find out about Sita. I think night is the best time to go. So Hanumanji waited for the evening to start. So as the sun was setting and as night was starting, Hanumanji assumed the size of a cat, became almost like a cat, and Hanumanji was trying to enter into the boundaries of Lanka. At that point, the goddess of Lanka, her name was Lankini, she stopped Hanuman. Somehow she came to know Hanumanji is entering. She told, no one can enter. Where is your Aadhaar card? Where is your visa? Show me your original papers. So she was like an immigration lady basically. So Hanumanji said, I don't have any papers. And Hanumanji was telling, see, I'm just a monkey. I've heard that Lanka has a lot of good fruits. I've come to see that. Eat some fruits and go. Lankini said, no. In Lanka, not even a mosquito can enter without Ravan's permission. You are like a cat, you cannot enter. So Hanumanji tried to convince Lankini, but she was not able to understand. So someone you cannot convince by logic and words, you have to use power, muscle power. So Hanumanji, he didn't want to do it, but he had to do it. So he gave Lankini a punch on her face. So Lankini rolled and fell. And as soon as she got up, she told Hanumanji, welcome to Lanka. Go inside. So Hanumanji is thinking, suddenly change ho gayi. Suddenly she has changed. So that time Lankini tells Hanumanji, one time Brahma told me that when a monkey comes and punches you, understand that is going to be the end of Lanka. And Lankini says, please come. So Hanumanji here is showing this very important, we'll end with this point, this principle of being strong. You see, Hanumanji, he is entering into Lanka, which is like the capital of Ravan, the city of Ravan, filled with demons. One guy entering into it. All the other monkeys are out. Hanumanji is entering alone. The amount of courage, the amount of faith that he has in Lord Ram is abundant. Hanumanji was alone, but he never felt alone because he felt that I am doing something for the service of the Lord. The Lord is with me. He had full conviction. So, whenever we do something in the service of the Lord, there will always be this fear factor. But we need to have faith that if we are doing something right in the service of God, we have to just go on courageously. Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, like Hanumanji crossed an ocean and went to Lanka. Prabhupada at the age of 70, he crossed oceans and went to America. At the age of 70, do you go alone to start something? But Prabhupada went. And Prabhupada had full faith. Prabhupada was never scared. He had full faith that let me go and do. Lord will help me if I just try. So Hanumanji fearlessly, he goes and does service to the Lord. He enters into Lanka. He finds out Sita, gives a message to Sita, destroys Lanka, burns Lanka and comes back. So Hanumanji is showing this very important principle that even if we are alone in this world, even if the number of devotees are very less and the number of people outside, like the Mahabharat war, the Kauravas were huge, the Pandavas were very less. But the Pandavas were very confident because they were doing something for a great cause. So from Hanumanji we can learn this very important lesson of being very courageous in the service of the Lord and just going on trying our best. If you do it in this way, we will see victory automatically coming up. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Tatra Partha Dhanurdhara Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. The last verse of the Gita says, wherever a devotee has faith in Krishna, wherever service to the Vaishnavas are there, automatically things follow there. Wealth, success, everything will follow. So in this way, we can learn so many things from Hanumanji. And because Hanumanji sacrificed so much in the service of the Lord, he took so much risks. When he goes back to Kishkinda, what does Lord Ram do to Hanumanji? Lord Ram embraces Hanumanji. So this is the perfection of life. If we all want to experience the embrace of God, if you want to experience the protection of God, then these are the qualities that we have to develop. We have to follow the process of bhakti with great faith in the acharyas, be humble in life. And when we continue on this process like this, then at some point, eventually, we will actually experience the embrace of Lord Ram. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Any questions any audience have? We have a great opportunity. his way of explaining was flowing like a Ganges water continuously, inundating all of us with the devotion to Lord Rama and Hanuman and lessons we can learn in our life. Any questions you have? We have some 5 minutes time.
Questions also, yeah, or any comments you all would like to share something? All of you all are very experienced. I'm very young in front of you all.
I think in Hanuman's way of thinking, or whatever little, the most humbly I've learned is when Lakshman was very sick, they asked him to get him medicine. So he couldn't find the medicine, he put in the Gandhamada Parvata.
Exactly, yeah.
So when you are supposed to do an action, why don't you overdo the action and do so much that that you impress yourself and everybody? This service is very important in life, I think. So in my view, if somebody has asked you to do a task, overdo the task. Do it so much that you feel very happy about it.
Very true. Thank you very much for that, sir. So it's a very important principle that Hanumanji went to fetch this mountain, fetch this herb, Sanjeevani booty from Himalayas. Hanumanji, because he didn't know which booty that was, he didn't want to take a chance. He just bought the entire mountain. And that too, he went in the night, he had to come back by sunrise. Hanumanji just did it. And speaking about the point of extra service, Lord Ram had told Hanumanji, go to Lanka, give the message to Sita and come. That's it. Hanumanji did that. He gave a message to Ravan also. He burnt Lanka, destroyed Ashok Vatika also, and came back. So this is a first class servant. There are three kinds of servants, right? A third class servant is you tell him something. Servant means a devotee, whatever, one who's following the master, right? You tell him something, he doesn't do that, or he does something opposite. A second class servant, you tell him something, he does only that. A first class servant, he does what is told, and he does more also to please the master, right? So thank you very much. Yeah, it's a very important quality that Hanumanji is showing all of us, the quality of service. Anyone else has anything to share? Any comments? Any questions?
Prabhu, Yojanas is the measuring unit.
Yeah, yeah. Yojanas is a measuring unit. I think it is. Um,
800.
so 10 yojanas, sorry, 10 miles make 1 yojana. Something like that. It's a measuring unit. Yeah.
Harishad Varkalu. That Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, How Hanuman overcome those things?
How Hanuman overcame all those? Yeah. So basically, our scriptures explain this principle that when we practice the process of bhakti, chanting the names of God, all these anarthas go away. Cheto darpana marjanam. When we chant the names of God, or when we hear about Krishna, the Bhagavatam has this shloka, Shrinvata swakatha Krishna punya shravana kirtana hridayantastovi abhadrani vidunoti suratsatam. So the only way you can overcome these anarthas is Hare Krishna. Is not, yeah, you can try some external things, but the actual way you can overcome this is by taking shelter of the Lord. See, we are all so helpless in this world. We can dirty our heart, but we cannot clean our heart without the mercy of God. Without He coming, we cannot clean our heart. We can dirty our heart without God, but to clean our heart, we need God only. So when we take shelter of the names of God, all our anarthas go away. Krishna personally comes into our heart and cleans all our hearts. The author of Ramayana himself, Valmiki Muni, at some time he was a Ratnakar, he was into all kinds of wrong activities. But just by chanting the name of Ram, his heart became pure and he became the author of Ramayana.
बहुत problem है वो control करना the right mode. So at that point of time is how much you have really want to get out of it. It's not very easy. It's very difficult. Buddha says in the Eightfold Path that speech, you have got to be right speech. बहुत difficult है, गुस्सा आ जाता है. काम नहीं कर रहा है वो दूसरा जाता है. That is the only way what Swamiji says is, I don't know, it's very difficult, particularly the kind of profession I have.
Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you all very much. I think we are meeting tomorrow evening again for the chanting on. Today was about Hanumanji, but something as you asked this question. See, Hanumanji did great seva. Hanumanji is very famous for doing services. We see a picture of Hanumanji lifting mountains and doing all that. But Hanumanji also had another very important aspect to him, that is his love for chanting. Hanumanji, if you have seen any picture of Hanumanji, Hanumanji will be doing either of the two things. He will be doing active seva, or he'll be closed eyes, he'll be chanting the name of Ram. So the power to do seva comes from good sadhana, good chanting. Hanumanji will be so absorbed in chanting, he would just forget everything in this world and go to another world. So tomorrow we are going to discuss this very important topic about chanting, mantra meditation, japa, how to go deeper in the process of chanting, how to actually chant the names of God, the science behind this chanting. Tomorrow's session.
One guy. Then 6 o'clock we'll start with Kirtan. And then by 6:30 we'll start. Depending on all of you can come early and
आपने अभी अपने सत्संग में बोला था कि हमारी इच्छा हुई तब हम भगवान से इस पृथ्वी लोक पे आए.
हाँ.
हम तभी आए जब हमारी इच्छा हुई. तो ऐसे भगवान हमारे एक साधन है, तो हमको आने से रोका क्यों?
हाँ, भगवान तो बहुत रोकते हैं. भगवान तो बहुत रोके हैं, पर अल्टीमेटली ना ये फ्री विल बोलते हैं इसको, स्वतंत्र इच्छा, स्वतंत्रता, वो हर व्यक्ति के पास है. तो आत्मा और जड़ वस्तु में, जैसे ये पुस्तक है, ये चीज है, जड़ वस्तु है, फर्क क्या है? ये भी भगवान का शक्ति है, हम भी भगवान की शक्ति है, आत्मा, पर ये जड़ है, इसके पास इच्छा नहीं है, स्वतंत्रता नहीं है, चुनाव नहीं कर सकता, पर हमारे पास है. भगवान सिर्फ बोल सकते हैं मत जाओ, पर उसके बाद व्यक्ति बहुत जिद्दी है, he still wants to go.
The freedom of choice.
The choice is there. जैसे प्रभुपाद ये उदाहरण देते थे, अगर एक छोटा बच्चा है, उसके पिताजी उसको बोलते हैं अग्नि है, हाथ मत डालो, बच्चे को डालना ही है, तो पिताजी बोलेंगे ठीक है डाल, तो एक बार जलेगा ना, फिर से डालेगा. So it's like that. Krishna definitely, the message is very clear, don't go, but still if you want to go, you check out, जब अनुभव होगा then you will realize.
Even go me. He gives a very quick, clear definition. Choice is basically, if your intention is right, just go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
But
intention is right,
judgment
and
of that also is very difficult. Then God provides you the answer. If you're really serious, I think so.
yeah, if your intention is right, to find out what the right intention is, you have to get in touch with just like this.
Of course, yes.
You'll understand what the right intention is. I think we are gone over time. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
we would like to express our gratitude. We also have small snacks for Southern arranged. Everyone must please have. And then